my name is Ananthanarayanan. I have about 15 years of experience now. Contrary to a lot of people maybe seeing this video, my first job, from my first day of my first job itself, I've been a project manager. I interviewed for an engineering position, but due to some difference between the job posting and when I got to the interview, they realized that I'm not very suitable for that role that they wanted. So, but my resume had one project management course in college, and incidentally, the professor also happened to be one of my references. So when my manager called and my professor gave me a glowing reference, they asked me to be a junior project manager. That's how I started. So all through my life, I've been a project manager. I came to Infocareer in 2017, wanting to take the exam. And funnily, that was not the first time. I had wanted to take the exam quite a bit earlier, in 2009, 2010 itself. I've been a PMI member since 2006. That was the first time I became a member. But for whatever reason, I could not do it. I probably because of myself. I don't blame anybody else for it. And then I was working in a smaller company, and there was not a lot of focus on certification. And I was working there for almost 10 years. Towards the end of that tenure, I thought getting a PMP will help me, move ahead in my career. I wanted to switch my job and all that. So that is why I actually came to Infocareer. But then I had some personal issues at that point, and my work was very, very, very hard in terms of occupying my mind a lot. More than time, work was occupying my mind a lot. So I was not able to do what you said. And that's why at 2017, I dropped it. But now in 2021, I actually had some time, and I realized that my mind was pretty clear in terms of what I wanted to do. At the same time, my mind was also free enough for me to, put better effort this time. So again, that is again because of me, and I think that's what made me come back and talk to you, sir, and start the process all over again. And because I had the academic experience before, I did not really need to take the training class. But I had already taken the 36 hours of 35 hours of training program that you had organized in 2017 over the course of, I think, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. So I just joined the Reimagine PMP program, and I actually followed every instruction that was given as part of the program. So that and the Excel sheet tracker that Infocareer gave me was a great help. So I was able to spend 2 hours, at least 2 hours every day. In between, I had some other issues, so there was little bit of delay. So because of how structured the program was, I was able to get back on course once again, and I completed the actual classes. I mean, the actual lessons over the space of, I think, 45 days. Now, one of the things that I did was, I know Shekar sir told us to spend 2 hours as early as possible in the morning. I tried to do that. I was able to, I think, mostly able to do that. But what I also did was, whenever I used to take my evening walks, I was always listening to training videos. The training videos on my phone. So like previously, I used to listen to podcasts. Now, over the period of this 45 days, I was literally listening to the training videos over and over again. So that was what I did. And I think that helped me a lot. One of the things towards the end, I realized that the exam was always going to be, the exam format has changed. And a lot of agile questions are going to be there. So I actually took one more week to go back and refresh the agile portion of the training program once again. That I think has helped me quite a bit. Plus, I should also say that the last 1 week just before the exam, whatever interaction that I had with you, Shekar sir, that was a game changer to me. Because prior to that, whatever the IC Leave exams I took, I didn't like your class lectures. During the lectures, Shekar sir, you used to say that some tests the marks might come down, so it should not be a big deal. But I think 4 or 5 tests through the entire cycle, 4 or 5 tests, my marks I failed. That was in the back of my mind. But listening to you in the last 1 week, taking that mock test though, and getting your feedback about it, that I think was a game changer for me. And that is probably the best part of the entire program. The interactions, even though this was the Reimagine PMP is intended for people to work independently and listen to the videos, write practices, and move on. One of the things that I want to tell people, other people in the program, is to talk to you, keep in touch. Even if everything is on track, I think talking to you, I think, would be a great exercise, and that I think everybody should do. So, like I said, the program was very structured. It helped people like me, spend time. It was very informative in terms of what to do and what not to do. I think that those are the things that really helped me in the program, really helped me clear the exam. Not just clear it, I think I made above target and all the focus areas. So I think that helped me a lot. So I think it's a very, very well-rounded program in the sense that it has a little bit of everything for everybody. Like, for example, in my case, right, even though I've worked for 15 years, the kind of profile, the company profile, employer profile that I've worked with, I didn't have a lot of chance to, look at contracts, for example. So those kind of things were extremely new for me, but it helped me gain that knowledge, right? So it is not. So what I liked about this program is it's not geared towards the IT industry, which is where a lot of us work in. It's very well-rounded in that way. Whatever we see in the program, whatever we have learning in the program, is applicable to a whole bunch of industries and not just the IT industry, which is what a lot of people focus these days. So I think that's the good part of this program. So what I want to tell people is, even if you go through this program and see that some of these things are not what you need to do or what you have been doing on a daily basis, I think we should focus on those areas, even not just because it's for the exam, but because it helps you, get a well-rounded experience. Your knowledge is also rounded. It fills a lot of gaps in your experience with the knowledge. And in the future, when you get into those situations, you will have the knowledge to, fall back on, even if you don't have the experience. It will not look new for you. So I think that's what helped. That's what is a great thing about this program. I don't give a lot away about the coaching calls, because I think those have to be experienced. And I'm pretty sure it will be geared towards a particular person's, situation. But hearing those strategies as close as possible to the exam, I think that helped. And actually, during the exam, I thought, I'm someone, when it comes to exams and interviews, I get tensed a bit during those. But in this case, I was pretty blank, because it didn't seem new. The exam did not seem new, because I've seen it before in the practice test. In fact, the practice tests were a lot harder than I think the actual exam was. So that was, so it was, through the exam, it was pretty blank. And from my experience, whatever I heard in those coaching calls, particularly the last one, the day of the exam, just before I walked into the exam, the coaching call I had with you, sir, I think that went a very long way towards calming me down, because if the first hour of the first part of the exam, right, it took a lot more than the 1 minute per question, thing that have been ingrained in my mind through the entire course, right? But hearing you just before the exam kept me calm, and I was able to tell myself that, okay, this is something that I just heard. This is not unexpected. Whatever the first hour of the exam, it is not unexpected. So I can catch up. So that kept me going. And to be honest with you, because of all the practice, I actually finished the entire set of questions about 40 minutes before the entire 3 hours. In fact, the last section, I actually went through every single question all over again, because I had enough time to do it. So I think all of that is because of that the last minute or the last few days of coaching calls that I had, because it didn't seem new. I was expecting that to happen. So those I think are a great help, and I urge everybody to take those calls seriously. I don't know about how other people do it, but I think this sounds like the right way to approach this exam. Whatever training that we are getting from you, I am going forward. I'm trying to see how I can get an agile certification. And when I talk, and I've not come, I have to talk to you about it, sir. I have to figure out how to get that, make that happen. But when I speak to other people who have gone through agile program, they're saying, oh, just spend 2 days and then just go write the exam. And I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I have to talk to you and find out. But this is, and I've told a bunch of people who are also thinking about taking the test that Infocareer is the way to go.